Welcome back to Kerfuffle Kitchen, where today we are making vegan and keto banana bread. Now it is keto friendly, just a heads up. Anyway, let's get started in this. What you're going to want to do is you want to combine your wet ingredients and your dry ingredients, and I'll just go over the portions as I go. So dry ingredients, you're going to need 2 cups of almond flour. You're going to need a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of baking powder, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're just going to put that in my dry ingredients. There we go. You're also going to want 2 tablespoons of your preferred sweetener. So you just use regular sugar. I'm going to use ethereal because, you know, keto lifestyle. There we go. And then you want to combine your wet ingredients together, which is your bananas, your coconut oil, and your flax eggs. Now, what flax eggs are, it's just a equal part. So, or not equal part, it's 1 part flax meal, 2 parts water. So if you get a tablespoon of flax meal, you want to put 2 tablespoons of water. That's basically what I did here. To get 2, I did just double the amount. So flax eggs, they kind of have the consistency of like regular egg whites, just so they look a little weird. Anyway, we're going to add that to a larger bowl, my banana bowl. Make sure you have 2 large ripe bananas. And then we're just going to mix things up. So first we're going to make sure our dry ingredients are well mixed, just so when we incorporate them to our wet ingredients, nothing's getting uneven or undistributed. Now, I've already pre-done it. As you can see, you have to grease a loaf pan. You could also use a 10 by 10 inch pan. I also forgot to preheat my oven again because, you know, that's who I am, Mr. Procrastinator. All right, here we go. So dry ingredients all combined. Now, you're also going to need coconut oil. It's a 1/2 cup. Make sure it's melted. And there we go. Coconut oil in the wet mix as well. And by the way, I will put it in the description as well what the ingredients are. However, you're going to have to watch the video in order for me to, you know, explain things. Okay. There we go. Make sure your wet ingredients are nice and combined. It should be enough moisture for everything just to combine actually after, you know, put that in. Now, don't have cold bananas. Make sure they're room temperature because I messed up and have cold bananas. So it's gonna, you know, interact with the coconut oil, just kind of harden. So you're gonna have a bad day trying to scrape this. You know, in fact, I think I might need to put this in the microwave for just a second. Let's do that real quick. Okay, so like I said, greased pan, dry ingredients all mixed together, and then just got to make sure your bananas are room temperature because, you know, I didn't do that. And I'm paying the price right now. And just a little more time. All right, cool. So anyway, just to go over the mixture again, it's 2 cups almond flour, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, another teaspoon, Smokey, not right now, kitty, no kitty. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now you can use whatever salt you want. I use pink Himalayan sea salt. We're also going to have 2 tablespoons of your sweetener. And I forgot to add him because I didn't want to get him hot, but it's going to be a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay. Ah, there we go. That's what I wanted. That's consistency. This is what I can live with. Okay. So make sure when you combine all your dry or all your wet and dry that everything is going to mix all together. You know what? I'm sorry. I gotta do it one more time. Okay, so more explaining, okay? So the dry ingredients, like I said, it's 2 cups almond flour, and then all the other stuff I described. You can sift the almond flour if you want to get a little more air into it, and then that way it'll, you don't really have to. Don't even worry about that. Well, make sure your bananas are room temperature. As you can see, I'm having a pain in the butt. doing this so much. Anyway, please be done. Okay, now we are good to go. This time it's all G. Okay, here we go. So coconut oil is now melted because the bananas were cold, so it kind of re-hardened. Okay. Alright. So my oven's preheating right now, so it's a good thing I took a little bit of time. Okay, now once both your ingredients are mixed together, basically you're dry and you're wet. Now, oops, I almost forgot. See, don't forget anything inside your stuff. I forgot to add the vanilla. And you know, I'm a vanilla guy when it comes to certain things in life. Anyway, mostly baking. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to add our dry to our wet and whisk it together until it is done. And basically when you know it's done, it's going to be a little bit like a box cake batter, if you would. Okay, dry to wet. Not wet to dry, dry to wet. Okay, that's important because if you do wet to dry, it's going to clump up. Dry to wet, no sweat. Okay, here we go. Just kind of whisk it together. I recommend using a fork because now that I see this, it's just going to be one of those things that sticks to this whisk. So let's grab a fork because forks never fail to, you know, get the job done. Okay, come on, there we go. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. That's the ticket right there. A fork is the way to go. Now it's going to clump up a little bit. Don't worry about that. If need be, we can add a little bit more water. Because you know, the flax meal is actually a binder. So it's okay to add a little bit more water if it feels too dry. Which actually I'm going to add just a few tablespoons of water. And I'm going to go a little bit at a time. Because you know why? You can always cut back the water, but you can't undo the water once it's done. Kind of like salt. Okay. The rest of that. It's actually more like brownie, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. Now this is optional because I'm a guy that likes nuts. I don't have any right now, but you know, walnuts are a great addition to this, especially for the fat content and the omega-3s. Okay, anyway, enough of my chitter chatter. Time to bake this thing. So I'm gonna put it in a pan, I'm gonna put it in the oven, and then we're gonna come right back and check it out. And we are back. I have my wire rack out, as per usual when you're cooling things. And my bread is now done. It's been cooking about 40 minutes. It'll take 40 to 50 usually, but that depends on your oven. So let's get into it. Aha! That's hot. Okay. Turn the oven off. Make sure you always turn the oven off because if you don't, that's a bad day. Okay. Now what you want to do is you just want to shimmy this out of the pan, put it on the wire rack, and it's done. There you go. There's your vegan, gluten-free banana bread. And you know what? I might as well do a taste test on camera. Where is my knife? There is my knife. Here are my knives. Alright. Let's just do a shimmy. You know what? This is really hot. So if I burn my mouth, no, it's for you guys. Okay. Do it for the video. Oh. No, not bad. If anything, I just put a little more sugar in it. But, yeah, that's pretty damn good. Not gonna lie. Who knew vegan and keto could work so well together? Anyway, that'll wrap it up for today. I will have my next video coming out, which is a request from a few people. Same person. They wanted a vegan, gluten-free bread. And then also my take on steak and potatoes. I'm gonna make it real fancy though, so stay tuned and tune in for my next show.